grown with the years. Until now, he resembled nothing so much as a majestic crane, while at the same time retaining the appearance and the manner of a well-bred samurai. His teeth were sound, his eyes wonderfully sharp. "I'll live to be 100, he frequently assured everyone. Skipping along here. Putting the finishing touches on a single peony, it was arranging in an iga vase. Sheki Shusai asked Otsu, "What do you think? Is my flower arrangement alive?" Standing just behind him, she said, "You must have studied flower arranging very hard." "Not at all. I'm not a Kyoto nobleman, and I've never studied either flower arranging or the tea ceremony under a teacher." "Well, it looks as though you had. I used the same method with flowers that I used with the sword." Otsu looked surprised. "Can you really arrange flowers the way you use the sword?" "Yes, you see, it's all a matter of spirit. I have no use for rules, twisting the flowers with your fingertips or choking them at the neck. The point is to have the proper spirit, to be able to make them seem alive, just as they were when they were picked. Look at that, my flower isn't dead." Skipping along. "Are you back already?" asked Seki Shusai. "Yes, I called on them and gave them the letter and the fruit, just as you instructed. Have they gone?" No sooner had I arrived here than a messenger came from the inn with a letter. It said that since they came to Yagyo, they didn't want to leave without seeing the dojo. If possible, they'd like to come tomorrow. They also said they'd like to meet you and pay their respects." Imprudent boors. Why must they be such a nuisance? Sheki Shusai looked extremely annoyed. "Did you explain that Munenorai is in Edo, Hyogo in Kamamoto, and that there is no one else around?" "I did. I despise people like that. Even after I send a messenger to tell them I can't see them, they try to push their way in." "I don't know that. It would appear that Yoshioka's sons are as shiftless as they are said to be. The one at the Wat Aya is Densen Sharo. He didn't impress me much. I'd be surprised if he did. His father was a man of considerable character. When I went to Kyoto with Lord Kozumi, we saw him 2 or 3 times and drank some sake together. It appears that the house has gone downhill since then. The young man seems to think that being Kempo's son gives him the right not be refused entry. And so he's pressing his challenge. But from our viewpoint, it makes no sense to accept the challenge and then send him away beaten. This Densen Charo seems to have a good deal of self-confidence. If he wants so badly to come, perhaps I myself should take him on. No, don't even consider it. Those sons of famous people usually have high opinions of themselves. Moreover, they're prone to try to twist things to their own advantage. If you were to beat him, you can depend on it that he'd try to destroy your reputation in Kyoto. As far as I'm concerned, it makes no difference. But I don't want to burden Munenori or Hyogo with something like that. What shall we do then? The best we can do is appease him in some way. Make him feel he's being treated the way a son of a great house should be treated. Maybe it was a mistake to send a man to see him. Shifting his gaze to Otsu, he continued, I think a woman would be better. Otsu is probably just the right person. Moving along. As she rode off, the reddish-brown veil floated in the wind behind her. She rode well, holding the letter and the slightly wary Peony in one hand and deftly handling the horse with the other. Skipping along here. Otsu's beauty, a graceful elegance seldom encountered in the country, kept the departing guests whispering and oogling until she followed Kocha out of sight. Densencharo and his companions, having drunk until late the night before, had only just arisen. When told that a messenger had come from the castle, they assumed it would be the man who had come the day before. The sight of Otsu with her white peony came as a distant surprise. Oh, please forgive the room, it's a mess. With abjectly apologetic faces, they straightened their kimonos and sat properly and a little stiff on their knees. Please, come in, come in. I've been sent by the lord of Koyagyu Castle. Otsu said simply, placing the letter and the peony before Desensharo. Would you be so kind as to read the letter now? Ah, yes. This is the letter. Yes, I'll read it. He opened the scroll, which was no more than a foot long, written in thin ink, suggestive of the light flavor of tea. It said, "Forgive me for sending my greetings in a letter rather than meeting you in person. But unfortunately, I have a slight cold. I think a pure white peony will give you more pleasure than the runny nose of an old man. I send the flower by the hand of a flower with the hope that you will accept my apology. My ancient body rests outside the everyday world. I hesitate to show my face. Please smile with pity on an old man." Then Senshiro sniffed with contempt and rolled up the letter. "Is that all?" he asked. "No." He also said that although he might like to have a cup of tea with you, he hesitates to invite you to his house because there is no one there but warriors ignorant of the niceties of tea. Since Mon Inari is away in Edo, he feels that the serving of tea would be so crude as to bring laughter to the lips of people from the imperial capital. He asked me to beg your pardon and to tell you that he hopes to see you on some future occasion. "Ha ha!" exclaimed Desensharo, putting on a suspicious face. "If I understand you correctly, Sheki Shusai is under the impression we were looking forward to observing the niceties of the tea ceremony? To tell you the truth, being from a samurai family, we don't know anything about tea. Our intention was to inquire personally after Sheki Shusai's health and persuade him to give us a lesson on swordsmanship. He understands that perfectly, of course, but he, spending his old age in retirement, has acquired the habit of expressing many of his thoughts in the terms of tea." In obvious disgust, Desensharo replied, "Well, he hasn't left us any choice but to give up. Please tell him if we come again, we'd like to see him." He handed the peony back to Otsu. "Don't you like it? He thought it might cheer you up on the road. He said you might hang it in the corner of your palanquin, or if you're on horseback, attach it to the saddle. He meant it to be a souvenir?" Desensharo lowered his eyes as though insulted. Then, with a sour face, said, "This is ridiculous. You can tell him we have peonies of our own in Kyoto." If that was the way he felt, Otsu decided there was no point in pressing the gift on him. Promising to deliver this message, she took her leave as delicately as she would have removed the bandage from an open sore. In ill temper, her host barely acknowledged her departure. Once in the hallway, Otsu laughed softly to herself, glanced at the shiny black door leading to the room where Musashi was staying, and turned in the other direction. Kocha came out of Musashi's room and ran to catch up with her. "Are you leaving already?" she asked. "Yes, I've finished what I came to do." "My, that was fast, wasn't it?" Looking down at Otsu's hand, she asked, "Is that a peony? I didn't know they bloomed in white." "Yes, it's from the castle garden. You can have it if you like." "Oh, please," said Kocha, stretching out her hands. After bidding Otsu goodbye, Kocha went to the servants' quarters and showed everyone the flower. Since no one was inclined to admire it, she went disappointedly back to Musashi's room. No one was inclined to admire it.